Good morning. Good morning. Woo! Happy Thursday, everybody. How we doing? How we doing? Past midweek, feeling good. All right. Thanks for joining this morning. 6 a.m. right on time. 6:01. Look at that. We just got in on time. Um, Thanks for being here. Rise and energize. With the impact effect community, one of the things we've realized with so many business owners and entrepreneurs is the fact that we're doing so much. We're anticipating the next move. We're thinking in the future. And it's hard to stay relevant. It's hard to live in the present. It's hard to run the business we have today while growing the business that we want to build. And the reason why we do this Rise and Energize every morning, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. Central, 7 Eastern, is truly because we believe that that reflection, that daily conversation around what's giving you energy, what's draining your energy, is allowing you to live more in the present and allowing you to recognize these things when they're happening in real time. We live in such a fast-paced world. We live in such a distracting world. We live in such an age of information. And because we live in this age of information, we're often moving forward. We're often progressing. We're often navigating a new lane. We're anticipating the next move. We want to do the next big thing. We want to not miss out. We don't want to have the FOMO, the fear of missing out. So we do all the things and we never really often reflect. So one of the best things to reflect on that I've realized over the last 6 or 7 months has been what's giving me energy and what's draining my energy. So, where's the gain in energy and where's the drain? And when you start to reflect daily on around your energy and where it came from, you start to realize, wow, I can now take control and I can now anticipate the future and analyze that in a different way to realize what should I do and what shouldn't I do? Think about it. When was the last time you reflected on the last 24 hours consecutively? And when you started to reflect, well, actually, let me ask you this question. When was the last time you reflected on the last week, let alone yesterday? This is why we do Rise and Energize, because we want to talk daily about what has happened in the last 24 hours in order to understand what's true. What do you know to be true that's given you energy? What, let me ask that again. What do you know to be true that has given you energy? Is it a friend? Is it a coffee meeting? I had an amazing coffee meeting yesterday. It gave me a ton of energy. I felt like I could run through a wall. I think I came home and talked to my wife and she's like, what did you just do? How many lattes did you have? I said, I promise, babe, I only had one latte at my coffee meetings this morning. Because two lattes will get Jim rolling. But I had one latte. It wasn't the caffeine. It was the conversation. How many coffee meetings are you going to throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the quarter, throughout the year, where you're charged up from the caffeine, not the conversation? Yesterday was an amazing conversation with a new friend of mine, and I was charged up, and it wasn't the caffeine. My energy level was just so high because I was in alignment. I was around the right people. And this doesn't happen by chance. I've been focusing on who gives me energy and who takes it away. I've been reflecting daily on where I can find the energy gain and ensure that my calendar and my schedule aligns with those things. I I had an amazing meeting yesterday. I also have a meeting scheduled tomorrow with someone that it's already draining my energy. So how do I navigate that? Right? We can sit here and we can talk about all the amazing things, all the positive things, all the things that are working. And we want to talk about the things that are working, right? Because we want to double down on them. If you're having an amazing coffee meeting where you feel like you walk out of that coffee shop and you drank 4 lattes because you're so charged up and you're so energized and you're so excited, double down on that. Go have more of those. But also, what do you do about the meeting on your calendar tomorrow where it's not giving you energy? What do you do about the meeting next week that you're already thinking about, that's already spending time in your brain and energy in your brain on a meeting that doesn't even come up until next Wednesday? How do you manage that? How do you put up those boundaries? I think canceling meetings, rescheduling meetings, and having a direct conversation about what the importance is or what the reason is of that meeting is a very valid, powerful question that does not come off like you're a jerk, does not come off like you're an ass, does not come off like you're mean or you're aggressive or you're a bully. But maybe you just need to ask, what is the goal of the meeting to ensure that there's alignment in that meeting coming up? Maybe you need to reschedule that meeting, and heck, maybe you need to cancel that meeting and not reschedule it. What's the level of energy that's going to be pulled from you? And what's the usage of your energy today discussing and thinking about a future meeting? We've got to take control of our lives. We've got to protect our input, right? I was talking so much earlier about distraction. I was talking about all the things, anticipation, living in the future, all the things we do as business owners, all the things that we know we need to do to protect ourselves, right? You have to live in anticipation, and it's a powerful tool, but it can also captivate you from movement. It can also pull on your energy levels today. So, how do we navigate that? You control your life. You are the main character. This is a game, right? If you look at life as a game, are you the main character? My question to you this morning is, if you are taking meetings or you're doing things that are pulling and mitigating and destroying your energy, and you're not taking control of that, which you have control, if you're not taking control of that, are you really the main character of your own life? No, you don't have to control everything, and you shouldn't control everything. I do believe that things and people and scenarios and opportunities pull us places, and we love when that happens. And I do believe we need to push if we believe in something wholeheartedly and we see barriers and excuse me, blockage, and we want to break through those because we have a dream, we have a passion, we have a mission, we have a vision. I'm not talking about mission like what you write down on a piece of paper and you memorize. I'm talking about like what's pushing you in your heart and soul. And hopefully it is the same thing you write down as your mission statement, your personal mission statement, or your business mission statement. I hope those are quite similar, but should be different. But with all the distractions, all the things that come into our lives, all of the just craziness, overload of information, are you controlling that so you can control and live your life as the main character? That's my question today. And the reason why I probe that question is because I've lived in such a world and atmosphere, which guess what, guys? I created, I built, that I was taking meetings, I was doing things, I was getting on calls, Zooms, free coaching. All these things were draining my energy because there wasn't reciprocation of value. There wasn't a level of energy transfer and alignment. And I had to start canceling some of those things. Um, One thing I did that I'll share, if there's any consultants, if there's any folks that, um, you know, are coaches, if there's any subject matter experts, people who do events, workshops, speakers, I'm talking to you. Um, are you draining your energy by doing some of those things for some of those clients that aren't going to take action? If you had alignment, if you took control of the conversation, if you brokered some of the tough questions on the front end, then maybe you would be more in alignment. Maybe you would have more energy taking on certain clients. We talked a little bit about it yesterday with producer Rachel, talking about the fact that, you know, should you take a client, should you not take a client, depending on what the experience has been leading up to the onboarding, leading up to the payment, leading up to signing the contract. And in some cases, here's the reality: you have to. Your business is going to die. You can't make payroll. You're going to have to suck it up and get through it. But what can you do on the front end, even if you have to take that client, to at least understand them and know how to navigate it? Know that this is going to drive your energy down. And what can you do to mitigate it in the next meeting or moving forward? What's the information today that you can utilize and leverage for a better use of tomorrow's experiences? Super important. Now let's talk about, you don't need the client. You don't need to make payroll. If you're a coach or a consultant, you're probably a one-person team, three-person, five-person at max. You may not have a staff of 10 or 15 that you have to pay their payroll, and you have to take this $10,000 client because you've got responsibilities. What about when you don't need that? When you don't need to take that client? Are you having that conversation? Is your onboarding process, is the conversations in the beginning of the engagement, the beginning of the relationship? Are you identifying those things? Are you analyzing and going, oh, this doesn't give me energy. This doesn't feel good. Do I want to continue this? And that's one of the most important questions I think we can ask ourselves today. Is this giving us energy? Is this removing energy? And do I have to continue, or will I continue? And that's you living your own life at your own pace, running your own race, and showing up for yourself. That's you taking control, being the main character in this game that we call life. I want to talk a little bit about and share, because we had some feedback on our daily Rise and Energize lives the other day. Someone had asked me, they reached out personally and they said, "Hey, Jim, can you give me um, morning routine? Like, I see you doing this live at 6 a.m. I'm sure you don't wake up at 6 a.m. I know lives take equipment. You and Rachel were talking about some of the tech challenges, some of the, hey, we want to be everywhere, have omnipresence, blah, 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 blah." And it took a couple tries, right? We had to set it up. We had to switch from two different tech stacks. We had to, create something that was reoccurring. We had to ensure that there's a live stream, there's stream keys, RTMPs. Rachel was teaching me about all the jazz, right? So yes, I don't just wake up right at 6, but I want to talk about the energy gain and the energy loss of morning routines before we wrap up today. I wake up and I am a continual learner. I know that about myself. It's one of my strengths. If you've never take the Strengths Finder test, I'd highly advise it. I took this from a mentor, and woo, man, changed my life. Then you couple 4 disciplines of execution and goal setting, it will change your life. Anyways, I'm a learner. I know I'm a lifelong learner. I get jacked up and energized on education, especially when it's logical and heartfelt. So when there's a conversation or there's a YouTube or there's a podcast that ideates around logic but sinks into your heart, like, I'm all in, I'm fired up, I'm charged up. So I don't wake up at 5:58 a.m. Central for a 6 a.m. Central live. I wake up about 4:45, And the first thing I do is watch about 30 to 40 minutes of a podcast where I can get energy. In fact, yesterday I watched a podcast on Walt Disney and we had a great conversation around it because I was so thrilled and energized around the information and the details of his life. And before he founded Disneyland, he was in depression for 3-4 years. He just got kicked out of his own company. He was a millionaire. He had money. He lost it. Anyways, that's another story, another time. But what I'm trying to say is what gives me the energy to jump on a live at 6 a.m. where I'm so freaking fired up is because I wake up and I do something for Jim. I wake up in my daily routine and I listen to a podcast because I'm a lifelong learner and I love it. And it fires me up and it energizes me. 5:30 this morning, I'm literally looking at the clock like, I can't wait to get on the live. I can't wait to get on the live because it filled my cup. It gave me a ton of energy to educate myself. I like to wake up and do things. I don't like to wake up and sit around. It's just Jim. It's just me. I know that's not everybody, but that is Jim Morris. I want to get up. I want to attack the day. I want to learn. I want to grow. I want to make moves. And I want to start getting this train started up and ready to roll. So for me, I wake up, I relax. I'm still somewhat in a dream state. It's not like I go run outside and look at, bright light. It's not like I wake up, immediately drink coffee. I wake up, I educate myself, I learn, I get energized. And then I drink my caffeine. I drink my coffee. Then I prep for this show. I take notes from the previous day. I put them into more of something I can consecutively study so I can memorize it at a higher level. It's all stuff that I built, right? There's no scripts. There's no ChatGPT bullshit. It's all internal thoughts from the heart and my real life experiences so I can share it with you. And I want to reflect on those things as part of my daily routine that are giving me energy and taking it away. And we have this conversation for 15, 20 minutes this morning. But if you tune in, whether you're about to work out, whether you are making breakfast, whether you've got an earbud in and you're getting the kids ready for school or for the day, or if you're just getting ready to be a mom, ready to be an entrepreneur, ready to be an employee, ready to be an executive, to be a leader, ready to be a dad, ready to be a coach, ready to educate kids in school, whatever your thing is, hoping that this show will allow you to rise and energize and allow you to understand what's taking and what's giving to your energy levels. Because here's the thing. Caitlin Morris, my wife, she can't be the best that she can possibly be. And she can't live a life of fulfillment if she's doing things all day long that drain her energy. She can't show up as a great mom. She can't show up as a great wife. She can't show up as a great business partner. She can't show up as a great marketing expert for our clients. She can't show up as a supporter to our community. She can't show up with her health advice to some of her personal clients. She can't show up as a doctor, as a chiropractor, if her energy isn't at the highest levels. So how do we do that? How do we reflect upon it? And how do we take that information and move into the next day to ensure that we're always refining, we're redefining what our energy is, where our energy levels need to be, what's losing energy, and we're moving through the day. So that way we can move through the week, we can move through the month, and ultimately we can move through the years doing the things we love, doing the things that give us the most energy, and mitigating the things that do not give us the most energy. Notice how I use the word mitigate, not eliminate. This is a very important piece. I learned this a while ago. You can't eliminate all the things that drain energy because you're not going to align with every single thing you do in life. So how do you mitigate the energy drains and propel the energy gains? That should be the goal. The goal is not to eliminate the energy drains because we have to do things that we don't love sometimes. We have to suffer in life sometimes. There has to be a yin to the yang, right? There's rain and snow because there's beauty and sunlight and warmth. Like there has to be that balance. And as we talked about previously on some of these lives, that balance is never just here down the middle. That balance is a culmination and an average of being over here or down here or up here or over here or back here or this way or that way. And upon average, we try to balance to land right in the middle. So I hope this was helpful for our listeners today. We dive into a lot of these things heavily around the impact effect community. If you have any interest in joining impact effect community, let us know. We'd love to have you. We've got some amazing members. We've got some amazing programs. We're really building a community of heart where you belong. You know, the word community is such a buzzword today. It reminds me of 2021, the word authentic, the word of the year. It became a killed buzzword. And I believe community is the same. But we're holding strong because we're different. We're unique. We understand the energy that community gives you. We understand the energy gains that collaboration creates, that co-creation creates, that office hours and momentum hours create, that lives like this, sharing and caring and telling the truth and the honesty and the raw, real exposure of life growing up as a business owner, business professional, entrepreneur. These are the things we want to talk about. These are the things we talk about extensively and heavily while doing it together with other like-minded folks who are on the same journey as you, trying to accomplish similar things. So if you're interested, check out impacteffectcommunity.com. If you have any questions, you can book a calendar call with me. I'd love to chat about it. I want to tell you about all the things that we've built, that we're continuing to build, that we're anticipating, that's giving us energy, and how we're helping business owners and entrepreneurs across the world. We'll see you soon. Have a great day. Enjoy yourself. Reflect. Play some ping pong gratitude with some people. What are you loving? What's charging you up? Chat about it. Talk about it. Get in community, whether it's impact effect community or it's a small circle or it's a text group or it's a Facebook group. Well, I wouldn't say Facebook group. It's one of the most distracting ways to try to build community. I can't do it. That's why we don't use Facebook. We use a specific proprietary app that we've built out and customized. But whether it's your Facebook group, if that charges you up, if you have more attention span than Jim Morris, do you go your lane, live your life, rise up, gain some energy, reflect, move through the day, and I hope you freaking crush it. Happy Thursday, everybody. Rise and energize. We'll see you in the Impact Effect community soon. Take care.